Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we cover all things real estate in the greater DC area. In this video, we're going to be covering the key differences between Alexandria and Arlington, Virginia. If you're looking in Northern Virginia in any capacity to move, these two towns are near the top or the top of your list. I have literally spent hours on the phone with clients discussing the key differences at a high level between the two of these, so I figured it'd be time to make a video about that, and we're going to get started right now. Okay, and right off the bat, both of these areas are filled with a lot of cultural and historical attractions. In Alexandria, for instance, you have Old Town Alexandria, which has a lot of history on itself. It's right next to Jones Point Park, which was the first boundary stone for the district. You've also got Mount Vernon Estate at the south end of Alexandria, which was George Washington's estate. And in Arlington, you've got the Pentagon, the Marine Corps War Memorial, as well as Arlington National Cemetery. So there's a lot of history between both of these towns, but you're certainly going to feel a lot more of it, in my opinion, in Old Town. It's a lot more not in your face, but present in your day-to-day activities, where Arlington, you certainly can see the military-industrial complex, a lot of things like that going on, but you're going to feel a lot more history and tradition, in my opinion, in Alexandria. Okay, getting to everyone's favorite activity, commuting. So both Alexandria and Arlington are extremely close to DC, but there's also a very good chance that you're not working in DC. If you live in either one of these towns, you're working in Virginia. But let's say you're working in DC. What are the options available to you? You obviously have public transportation, right? You've got Metro Rail, Metro Bus, but you can also bike in. A ton of people bike in, especially coming from Arlington and certain parts of Alexandria, say near Old Town or even near Mount Vernon, because you can take Mount Vernon Trail up. And you can always drive. Now, you'll be happy to know if you're a car-dependent person, there are more metro stations in Alexandria that have parking than in Arlington, because Arlington is much more dense overall than Alexandria. But if you are commuting into DC, Arlington's going to win this one out just due to its proximity. It's a little bit closer, so it's a little bit quicker to get in. And if you're working on the Virginia side, it is a complete toss-up depending upon exactly where you're working, right? If you're going to be in Tyson's, Arlington's probably going to win out. If you're going to be working, say, near Alexandria, obviously Alexandria will win out. So always factor in your commute time where you're going, but know that if you're in DC, Arlington's going to be just a tiny bit quicker. Now, there is a wide variety of neighborhoods available to you in both Alexandria and Arlington. I have two different videos covering top neighborhoods in Arlington as well as top neighborhoods in Alexandria. But generally speaking, you're going to find a lot more condos, high-rise condos especially, in Arlington, as well as some really large single-family homes in North Arlington. South Arlington's getting built out a lot with National Landing, everything going on there, the development, actually a lot of apartments as well. And in Alexandria, you have a lot more history, a lot more historical townhomes in Old Town, as well as single-family homes spread throughout, and some condos. If you want a lot of a dense, vibrant, urban living, you're going to probably gravitate more towards Arlington. If you want a more waterfront lifestyle available to you, a little bit more space spread out, then Alexandria is probably going to be more of your vibe going for that. And in terms of nightlife activities, things like that, you're going to find a lot more of that in Arlington for sure than you will in Alexandria. Alexandria tends to trend more towards restaurants and bars, where you have a lot more of a nightlife, especially in Clarendon, for instance, in Arlington. Again, I have two different videos covering these, so I'd watch those in greater detail if you're gravitating towards one or the other and you want to see key differences in specific neighborhoods and see what those look like. Those videos cover that. But generally speaking, Arlington's a bit more dense, a little bit more urban, high-rise condos. Alexandria is a bit more spread out, a little bit more car-dependent as well. In terms of your neighborhood choices and amenities. Hey guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. That tells YouTube you like this video and helps push it out to more people just like you. Okay, getting into the housing available to you and the pricing for that. We're going to put a graphics here up on screen comparing Alexandria and Arlington for you. You've got single-family homes, townhouses, as well as condos. You can see the townhouses and condos are pretty close to each other in pricing, but just know that there's a lot less townhouses currently available in Arlington than there are in Alexandria. Now, single-family homes, you can see it's a markedly different pricing in Alexandria versus Arlington. Arlington's a bit higher. Now, why is that? Arlington's been a bit more competitive. You've got a lot more density for housing, and in North Arlington especially, there is a ton of new construction going on in the past year. really ratcheting up that pricing. As we've shown in other videos, you've got a lot of neighborhoods where the floor of the neighborhood is at $2 million right now, where the median in some areas is at 1.5. So that is certainly pushing the pricing there up for single family homes in Arlington. Currently, that is not the case in every neighborhood. It's always local and hyper local once you start looking in the individual neighborhoods themselves. If you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact information is in the description box below, but just know that these are median pricing across the entire area, so every neighborhood is just a little bit different. Now, a key difference in the housing, I briefly mentioned this earlier, between Alexandria and Arlington. Arlington has recently passed missing middle legislation. What that means is where there was single-family only zoning before, they're going to be issuing permits allowing multifamily construction going on. So what is that? That's 2 units, 3, 4, up to 6, depending upon the lot size available. It still has to conform to the standards of the single-family home neighborhood. So you still have the setback rules, you still have the height and the depth. But with that in there, as long as they get the permits, they could build something other than a single-family home in Arlington. So there's a key difference to watch moving forward. Will Alexandria do it in the future? Who knows? But for right now, Arlington has it, and they are going to start issuing permits soon. They haven't just yet, and it's going to be a limited number over the next 5 years. And continuing with costs, as you can see the general cost of living here, Arlington wins or loses out by having just a bit more general cost of living expenses associated with it than Alexandria. You are in the DC area, things do cost more here than the national average, so it's not that surprising that it's this expensive. Arlington's a little bit more than Alexandria, and both jurisdictions have what we call personal property tax, which is a thing I can't stand, but it is essentially a tax every year on your vehicles. The rates here are up on screen. They do change year over year and how they do the assessments. They have done some COVID relief. You do get breaks if you're a military service member, but that is something that if you're not from this area will come as a big surprise to you, so don't be shocked there either. All right, now schools and K through 12 systems, they're both highly rated here. As you can see on screen, niche.com does give a higher rating to Arlington County than Alexandria, and this is probably the rating Alexandria City versus Fairfax County, so it's a little muddled there, but overall Arlington County would win out because it does rank higher than Fairfax County on niche.com as well. Now, something to note here, a lot of people will try and get into TJ, Thomas Jefferson High School. It is currently the highest ranked high school in the country, and it has consistently been that way the past few years. If you are in Arlington County, you have the option to apply for that school. And if you are in Alexandria, specifically the Fairfax County portion, you have the option to apply to that school. If you're in Alexandria City, you do not. The way this works is it's in Fairfax County, Arlington County. Those pool towards Thomas Jefferson High School, where Alexandria City does not. So if you are trying to attend that school, that would be a very key difference for you, and you would not want to live in Alexandria City. Otherwise, the school systems here are pretty highly rated. Arlington winning out, according to niche.com, over Alexandria. Okay, getting into Parks and Rec, and this is a story of very good versus great. Arlington's going to win this one out. It's currently ranked the 5th best park system in the country. It boasts having 184 parks in Arlington, as well as other playgrounds, pools, amenities, trails, things like that. But Alexandria is no slouch. In Alexandria City alone, not just the Fairfax County portion, you have over 35 parks, playgrounds, and tot lots just in Alexandria City, as well as waterfront parks available to you that you do not get in Arlington. And if you are a dog person, there's 18 dog parks in Alexandria City available to you, with many of them unfenced or fenced where your dog can run wild. So this is a good versus great. They're, and they're the 2 best, in my opinion, in Northern Virginia. So yeah, Arlington wins this one out, but Alexandria is awesome as well. All right, guys. Well, I hope that helped you with the differences between Alexandria and Arlington and your possible move to this area or your upsize to one of these 2 towns. If you have any questions about either one that was not answered in this video, feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact information is in the description box below. And until next time, I hope to see you around town.